Have you ever seen this? It puts life in perspective, doesn't it? Not only that, it slips in a philosophical point that goes something like this. You're not that big of a deal. Science popularizer Bill Nye the Science Guy, in an acceptance speech he delivered when he was named Humanist of the Year, captured the same idea. He said, "I'm just another speck of sand, and Earth, really in the cosmic scheme of things, is another speck, and our sun, an unremarkable star, nothing special, another speck, and the galaxy is a speck. I'm a speck on a speck, orbiting a speck among other specks amongst still other specks in the middle of specklessness. I am insignificant. I suck." While we all may admire the humility, even the reality of seeing ourselves as specks of sand, it's not exactly a pep talk if you happen to be searching for the meaning of your life. And we all know when he says, "I suck," he's really saying, well, we suck. If you're a human being, you're not that big of a deal. More importantly, he's answering one of life's most meaningful and important questions, a worldview question. Who are we? Are human beings special, or are we just specks? We know Bill Nye's answer. Others have said similar things. Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes said, "I see no reason for attributing to man a significance different in kind from that which belongs to a baboon or a grain of sand." To be fair, Nye, Holmes, and others are, at best, simply trying to be consistent with their answer to the other, more foundational worldview question: where did everything come from? Depending on your answer to that question, what you think of the value of people, well, it'll follow. If everything came from nothing, no design, no purpose, no overarching reason, and we also happen to be infinitesimally small compared to the universe, it's easy and logical to conclude that people aren't any more significant than grains of sand. But the problem gets more complicated when we follow that idea onto its real-life implications. Think about an issue most of us care deeply about: human rights and equality. Thomas Jefferson's opening words to the U.S. Declaration of Independence establishes the case for freedom and self-rule on the idea that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. What if Jefferson built his argument on Bill Nye's or Oliver Wendell Holmes' ideas? Imagine the document might sound like this. Since all of the evidence points to the fact that human beings are specks in a sea of specklessness and have no more significance than a grain of sand, and so almost definitely suck, it makes perfect sense for us to risk our lives and our honor to form a country where those same specks can continue to suck and live insignificant and meaningless lives in freedom. That doesn't have quite the same soul-stirring quality. The great ancient Hebrew songwriter King David pondered the same things Bill Nye did, but he reached different conclusions. He sings these lyrics to God. "When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is mankind that you are mindful of them?" Even though he didn't know the full extent of the size of the universe, he could feel the same sentiment just looking up into the night sky and wonder why God would care about people. But he answers the question differently. First, he concludes that the heavens aren't there to communicate about us. He writes, "The heavens declare the glory of God." In other words, they aren't there to comment on the glory of man. But he turns around and affirms the importance of mankind by adding, "God, you have made people a little lower than the angels and crowned them with glory and honor." His answer to the question, who are we, is human beings are special because the Creator has declared them to be special. Or in Thomas Jefferson's words, we have been endowed by our Creator. Before that idea is dismissed as lightweight, simplistic religion, remember that Thomas Jefferson called it self-evident. Also consider the immense amount of outside evidence that we see every day that says human beings really are special. Albert Einstein said, "The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is at all comprehensible, and human beings have the gift of comprehending." We can work out vast formulas on chalkboards and comprehend everything from supernovas to subatomic particles, or we can take those mental abstractions, combine them with ingredients we've discovered in the dirt, and convert them into a near infinite number of things, from hairdryers to Ferraris. We can build flying machines that weigh tens of thousands of pounds. We can carry hundreds of passengers 40,000 feet in the air, moving 500 miles per hour while they can all relax and watch reruns of The Office. We can create entire worlds from our imaginations. We can dance. Well, some of us can dance. We are the only creature on Earth that can control fire. We craft instruments from trees and convert their sounds into classic vinyl. We store food in freezers and figured out how to make snow cones. We sit on furniture, ride on roller coasters, post pictures on Instagram. We've discovered the periodic table. We perform surgery. We love sports. We love each other. We build skyscrapers and art. We ski behind boats or down mountains, and we even invented the Pop-Tart. Yes, we're small, but maybe G.K. Chesterton had it right when he said, "It is quite futile to argue that man is small compared to the cosmos, for man was always small compared to the nearest tree." Maybe smallness has nothing to do with value. We don't look at the smallest among us and think, "You're just a speck, you suck." We actually feel the opposite. So, why should we say that about any of us?